So that's how we evolved from having really big, short legs to having smaller, longer legs and less sharp toenails. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, great. Since we have a few minutes left of class, I want to get one of the presentations over with. Does anyone want to volunteer to go first?
I'm Kevin, I'll go first.
Okay, perfect.
So, hey guys, my name is Kevin. Most of you guys probably know that. And I'm from North Tudo. So, yeah, can you click? Okay. Um, so North Tudo is all the way up north. And because of that, our population is like really like small because as you guys probably know, during the disaster passage, like when we were all like hiding, like when our ancestors were like hiding and like all balling and stuff, North Tudo got like hit the worst because it's like all the way like up, which means that like when the biggest disasters rolled around, like when the Earth started spinning really fast and when the aliens invaded, like we were closer to those disasters because like when the Earth is like spinning really fast, it made it so that lands from North Tudo like flew off, and because we were higher up north, we were closer to the sky, so the aliens could like get to us like quicker. So because of that, we have like really low populations and like kind of like low resources. So when we came out of hiding from the disaster passage, we had to find a way to decide who would get what resources. Go forward. So we started the yearly Beautiful Heart competitions. Now, this is like a really, really, really big staple of our culture. And this image is from 1943, but it's like this has been around since like way before 1943. This is just like the earliest picture that I could find. But I didn't look for it too long. Like I probably find someone like I could probably find a picture from like the 1920s. But yeah, anyway, so they began roughly after we left our burrows, because as I said, like that's when the issue of like, okay, like how do we divide resources came up. And this would have been like around like 50 a.m., like after Multom, after most of the societies had already left their burrows and stuff. So it's done by like towns, right? It's done by towns. Everybody in one like little town or community participates in their town's beautiful heart competition, and it consists of like various tasks, and your performance on those tasks is judged by a panel of judges. Basically, the goal of this like competition is to find out like what people in the community don't have beautiful hearts. So that's hence the name Beautiful Heart Competition. So the tests are the charisma test, where you're basically there and you have to like show the judges your charisma so that they can determine like whether or not you can like make the community look good, like be cute, like you know what I mean, like be like charming and like just overall like bring like good vibes. And then there's the kindness test, which coming off of the charisma test is also like kind of the same thing. Like, okay, like, are you kind? Do you give off good vibes? And the way that they do this is they place like an ugly like animal in front of you, and it's important that the animal is ugly because in our community, like we value like beauty and all that, and we like put beautiful people on a pedestal. But if you're ugly, like people still need to be nice to you. So we need to make sure that the people in our community that are being elevated are also empaths. So this person, for example, they would probably be failing the test because they're taking the ugly animal that's in front of them. So yeah. And then the other one is the smile off, which is basically like you do it in like a group of like people that are also doing the competition, and you have to smile at the judges, and whoever has the most like cutest like charismatic like warm smile gets like extra points. And then there's the cartwheel section, which it like tests your ability to do a good cartwheel, because to, like it's like really important over there that like that you're able to be elegant with your body and with your legs and with all that. So this person, for example, like they're like very elegant with it. They like when you have your feet out, like they love it. Like don't ask me why. They're like freaky AF or something. Like don't ask me why. Um, so yeah, go ahead and click to the next slide. Yeah, so I said earlier that this is done to decide how resources are like divided up, and to go into that further, like basically, it depends on the community or the town, but people in either the 20th or 30th lowest percentile of like their score on the beautiful heart competition get thrown into this thing that I don't like the name of it, guys. Like it's like really rude, and I'm all about like empath, and so is our community, but like we continue to call it that because of like the culture. But we throw them in the ugly hole. um and like it sounds like mean, but we're not calling the people in the hole ugly. Like they probably are because they lost the beautiful heart competition. It's like, oh, what did you have to do? Like, did you have to kick an animal? Was your smile that ugly? Are you that unable to cartwheel? Like, are you kidding me? You know what I mean? Like, maybe you deserve to be in something called the ugly hole. But we're nice, so we like don't really say that. But basically, what the ugly hole is like in every town or community, there's like kind of like this area that's like a divot in the ground that goes like in where like the land is like kind of like crappy, and we don't really like put attention into the houses, and we're like, okay, like you lost the competition, like you have to go into the ugly hole. um and like outsiders, like they see it and they're like, oh, like that's like really mean. Like, how do you like? Why are you just letting three judges determine that? And to that we say like, okay, like it's not our fault that they can't cartwheel. You know what I mean? Like it's not our fault that like you lost the smile off. Um. So like, sorry if that's like mean. So yeah, this is a picture of Marvin's dad. Like, just so you guys like understand, like, so you can see like somebody that would never lose the beautiful heart competition. Um. Wow. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Click. Um. So yeah, to summarize, I guess, like the disaster passage made it so we had few resources, and so we had to come up with the beautiful heart competitions, and we had to come up with the ugly hole, and Marvin's dad would never lose. So yeah, thanks for listening.
Okay, wow. Thank you, Kevin, for that presentation. It was very informational. Thank you. Does anyone have any questions for Kevin? Okay, great. Um, okay, so we'll continue with presentations next class. So, yeah, bye, class.